You pick me up outside the school at 3:30. Old blue car with the duct tape on the seats. Radio stuck between two distant stations. You tapped the wheel in time like you were playing with the patience. Windows down, my backpack at my feet. You'd ask, how was your day? You're watching every street. I roll my eyes and say it's just the same, never knowing one day I'd miss even that complaint. I thought you'd always be the driver of my days. Didn't see the years were changing in your face. Now I'm sitting in the passenger seat, watching your hands shake a little on the wheel beneath. You used to be the giant, now you seem so small, but you're still the one I call when I can't stand it all. The roads have changed, the town has grown, but every corner feels like it is taking me back home. If growing up means trading places on this street, then I'll hold the map while you drive from the passenger seat. You taught me how to drive one August night. Empty parking lot beneath the grocery store lights. Easy on the gas and don't forget to breathe. It's okay to be afraid of what you haven't had to leave. I laughed it off but memorized your hands, the way you reach for calm when everything's got out of plan. Now when life is spinning faster than it should, I hear your voice like traffic signs telling me where I stood. Back then I thought you didn't understand. Now I see your heart in everything I am. Now I'm sitting in the passenger seat, pointing out the turns in every little side street. You clear your throat and ask me how I've been, like you're scared to load your problems onto me again. The world's moved on, we've both been warned by all the little quiet ways that people can be torn. If growing up means seeing you as more than just concrete, then I'll listen close, here beside you in this passenger seat. One day I'll drive you to a smaller place where the air is kind to your slowing pace. Hang your jacket by a brand new door, help you up the steps you used to climb before. I'll say, you don't have to be the strong one now. You've carried both of us as far as life allowed. If every mile we drove could talk out loud, it would say you did enough, you should be proud. Every road we took, every red and green, built a language only we have ever seen. Now I'm not just in the passenger seat, sometimes I take the wheel when you fall half asleep. You close your eyes and trust that I'll get us home, the way I trusted you when I was small and all alone. The streets are old, the signs are new, but every turn is threaded with a memory of you. If this is what it means for life to be complete, I'll be a kid and your caretaker, from the drivers and the passenger seat. Pull the car up to the house and kill the light. You say thanks for driving, I say thanks for every night, every night. Found a shoebox in the back of my old room, Polaroids and ticket stubs, a map of me and you. There we are in summer, light and rain, laughing in a language only we could understand. You were wearing that faded denim jacket. I was trying not to stare, but doing such a bad job at it. Didn't know that we were riding in the dust, every step a little closer to the end of us. I thought love would always feel like that, fireworks in every word and photograph. Now I'm holding all these Polaroids of us, little frozen moments that I still can't trust. Were we really that in love, or was it just two kids scared of being lonely, calling it enough? Time kept moving, we ran out of us, but I still keep them in a box, because when the world feels cold and rough, I remember who I was in those Polaroids of us. There's a picture on a train in your hometown. You're asleep against the window while the sky is falling down. I was tracing futures in the glass, writing vows in silence that we never said out loud. Then there's one where we're already breaking, smiles on our faces but our fingers slowly shaking. We're standing close but somehow miles apart. Camera caught the moment you were slipping from my heart. Funny how the paper never shows all the nights we fought in whispers no one knows. Now I'm holding all these Polaroids of us, little frozen moments that I still can't trust. Were we really that in love, or was it just two kids scared of being lonely, calling it enough? Time kept moving, we ran out of us, but I still keep them in a box, because when the world feels cold and rough, I remember who I was in those Polaroids of us. If I could step into that frame again, I'd tell that boy this won't last, but it's not a waste, my friend. You learn to lose without losing your soul. You learn to love without needing control. I tell you, one day we'll both move on, different streets, different arms to fall upon, but nothing that we were is ever gone. It's just a quiet verse inside another song. We were beautiful and broken, that's enough. You were my almost forever for a while. So I'm holding all these Polaroids of us, not to pull you back, just to remember love. We were really that in love, and it was just perfect for the version of ourselves that needed us. Time kept moving, we let go of us, but I still thank you when I see that box of dust. Cause when life feels hard and tough, I remember I can love from those Polaroids of us. Close the lid and slide the box away. You're a chapter that I visit when my heart forgets it once was brave. Found a dusty box inside my parents' place, old VHS with someone's name in fading pen and tape. Popped it in a player that could barely breathe, lines across the screen but you were there in perfect reach. Little kid with all the weight of grown-up eyes, reading from a script but somehow making it your life. I was in pajamas on a carpeted floor, didn't know that you were only just a few years more. Back then I thought you always had it planned, every scene was something only you could understand. If I could rewind the years, go back to when the noise was only cheers, and to see how old I see. You were just a stranger holding pieces of me. You were written in the lines on a page. I was hiding from the world at your age. Now I'm older, standing in my fears, watching you and wishing I could rewind the years. Rewind the years. Hey. not a tape, it's on a phone screen. Small side-by-side comparisons of how we change it all. Then and now, they right above your face. Every wrinkle is a map of where you had to chase. I've got photos from a schoolyard in a frame. Awkward smiling kid who didn't know his name. Sometimes I put your younger self beside and see two different children trying hard not to hide. Funny how your journey in the light makes me forgive the boy who couldn't sleep at night. If I could rewind the years, go back to when the noise was only cheers, to see how old I see. You were just a stranger holding pieces of me. You were written in the lines on a page. I was hiding from the world at your age. Now I'm older, standing in my fears, watching you and wishing I could rewind the years. If we could press pause in some quiet scene, no directors calling out what they really mean, I'd say you did enough just standing there. You made a tired little kid feel seen somewhere. We both learned that time can be unkind, but it also gives us different eyes to find a way to love the broken younger parts, the outtakes written in our hearts. And to see how old it's okay to lose some frames along the way. I can't really rewind the years, but I can hold that boy and wipe his tears. And to see how old I know you helped me through a life you'll never know. You were just a kid who said your lines, but you lit a little lantern in my mind. Now when growing up is all I hear, I close my eyes and let that movie rewind the years. Rewind the years. When the screen goes blue and everything is still, I hit eject, but part of me is living on that tape with you there still. We used to share a bedroom and a fight, arguing about who could keep the bigger side at night. Hand-me-downs and taped up comic books, trading half our snacks for one more chance to pick the channel, take a look. You were always 3 steps up the stairs. I was chasing after you in socks and tangled hair. You'd roll your eyes and say you're way too slow, but you always waited at the top before you let it go. Back then I thought you'd always be around, like the creaking of the floorboards, like the hum of our small town. Now we barely call, but we still share the same last name and the same old air of a house that doesn't look like it did back then, but somehow lives in both our heads. You're in a different city, I'm in mine, chasing different worries on a different line. But when the world feels heavier than I can explain, I remember I'm not really alone, 'cause we still share the same last name. We used to hate those family photographs, forced to stand together while the grown-ups try to make us laugh. You make a face the second they look down, I punch your arm, you kick my shin, then we both try not to frown. Later on we fought like strangers in a war, slammed a lot of doors that we didn't need to slam that hard before. You said one day I'm leaving and I'm gone, I said good, I won't miss you, but the second that you left it felt right or wrong. Funny how the person you resist is the one you find you secretly have missed. Now we send happy birthday once a year, little check-ins when the holidays draw near. You've got your own table, I've got mine, but we still drink from the same old bloodline. You're in a different story, different frame, new set of keys, new door, new name on the door frame. But when life feels colder than I can contain, I remember I've got you, and we still share the same last name. If we could walk back down that hallway floor, stepping over Lego pieces like we always did before, would we still complain about the noise, or would we hold on tighter to those tangled little joys? One day I'll call you just to say thank you for the fights that taught me how to stay. All the times you dragged me out of my own head, all the times you told me truths I never wanted said. We're not the kids we see in mom's old frames, but we're still built from all those tiny clumsy games. We don't talk like we used to every day, but you're the reason I know how to stay. So when I feel like I am breaking in the rain, and my own four walls can't hold the weight of what I can't explain, I might not say it, but I know it's just the same. You're an anchor in the back of every choice I've ever made. We grew up, we moved on, we both changed, but we're still branches from the same old flame. And no matter where this life writes out our names, I'll never be a single thing alone, 'cause we still share the same last name. Maybe next time that I'm driving through your town, I won't just send a text, I'll stop and sit down. Back then my room was just a little stage, posters on the wall, your face on every page, practicing your lines in front of my old mirror, trying to sound like you so I could feel you nearer. Saturday nights, the living room went dark, we pressed play and disappear into your spark. You were flying through the air, you never missed. I believed in every punch and every kiss. I thought your life was just the scenes I knew. Didn't see the lonely in the frame around you. All the scenes we never saw, behind the smile, behind it all. Antes y ahora I see you were just a kid like me, while I copied every move you made. You were breaking under all that weight. Now I'm older and I'm feeling of all the hidden hurting human scenes we never saw. Now I scroll through clips on some old fan-made reel. Your hatreds are your journey, all the highs and all the spills. Side by side, the then and now in view. I see a different kind of bravery in you. You walked away when they wanted you to stay, chose a quiet kind of life instead of fame. I'm here stuck between my paycheck and my dreams, wondering if I got the courage you once seen. Funny how the truth behind your eyes makes me look at my own small disguise. All the scenes we never saw, behind the smile, behind it all. Antes y ahora I see you were just a kid like me, while I copied every move you made. meet you without lights and sound. No cameras, no directors hanging around. I'd say thank you for the courage in your fall. You taught me I don't have to please them all. We both learned that saying no is strong, even if it means we're written out the song. You left the script to find your own true voice. I still stand here trying to make that choice. Antes y ahora, it's okay to walk off set and find a different way. All the scenes we never saw show me I can rewrite my flaws. Antes y ahora, I know there's a life beyond the show. You were just a kid who did your best. I'm just trying to live with no regrets. If there's a part of me that still feels small, I'll let it grow outside the frame of scenes we never saw. Scenes we never saw. TV off, but in the quiet of my room, I'm learning how to step into a scene that's finally mine, not yours. Past the credits, past the doors. I used to wait until the very end, sitting through the credits just to see your name again. Tiny letters on a giant silver wall, but to a kid like me, you were bigger than them all. Popcorn on my shirt, soda on the floor. Didn't wanna leave when they turned on the lights and more. You were running through a world I'd never see, but somehow every scene felt like it belonged to me. Back then I thought the story stopped there. Didn't know your real life waited somewhere after the credits roll. You're not the character they wrote into my soul. Antes y ahora, I know there's a hidden life behind the show. You were just a kid with lines to say, carrying the weight of someone else's day. Now I'm older and I'm losing control, trying to write my own scene after the credits roll. Now I watch a clip on some late night talk show. You're smiling as you talk about the parts we didn't know, the pressure and the doubt behind the fame, the broken pieces hiding underneath your stage name. I see myself reflected in your eyes, trying to be perfect, learning how to improvise, trading all my dreams for something safe, and secretly resenting every chance I didn't take. Funny how your story in the light makes me question what I do off mic. After the credits roll, you're not the character they wrote into my soul. Antes y ahora, I know there's a hidden life behind the show. You were just a kid with lines to say, carrying the weight of someone else's day. Now I'm older and I'm losing control, trying to write my own scene. If I could meet you in that empty aisle, no cameras, no red carpets, just a while, I say thanks for showing me it's fine to walk off set and still rewrite your line. We both learned that growing up means change. Not every season needs the same old frame. You had to leave the part that made you known. I have to leave the fears that keep me home. Antes y ahora, it's alright to fade to black and still find light. After the credits roll, there's another scene where we can both be whole. Antes y ahora, I see you found a way to just be free. You were just a kid who did your best. I'm just trying not to live like all the rest. If there's a script that I can still control, I'll start it quietly tonight after the credits roll. goes dark, the theater feels so small. But somewhere in that silence I can hear you after all. There's a box beneath my bed I never touch, full of little pieces of a life that felt too much. Old ID cards and a broken chain, letters that I wrote but never sent, afraid of pain. There's a photo of a boy I used to be, standing in a jacket that was never really me, trying on a smile that didn't fit, learning how to disappear so no one questioned it. I've worn 1,000 faces just to stay. Now I'm tired of giving all my real ones away. All the versions of me, standing in a hallway that no one can see. One is loud, one is quiet, one is scared to breathe. One is still a child, hiding up his sleeve. I've been trying to be who they need, but I'm starting to lose track of who is underneath. If I could call them back and set them free, I'd say you all belong. You're all the versions of me. There's a stranger in the mirror most days, suit and tie and eyes that look 1,000 miles away. Everyone says you turned out fine, but they never hear the static always buzzing in my mind. I remember drawing worlds in notebook lines, dreaming of a future that had nothing like this life. Somewhere on the way I locked that door. Now I keep on knocking cause I don't know him anymore. Maybe I don't have to pick just one. Maybe I can hold the broken and the brave in one. All the versions of me, standing in a hallway that no one can see. One is loud, one is quiet, one is scared to fall. One keeps every secret, one has told them all. I've been trying to be who they need, but I'm starting to lose track of who is underneath. If I could call them back and let them speak, I'd say you all belong. You're all the versions of me. There's a boy who never said a word. There's the one who laughed too loud so he could not be heard. There's the dreamer who refused to quit, and the one who almost did but never quite admitted it. If I could line them up along this room, I'd say I'm sorry that I tried to kill you off too soon. You kept me breathing when the world felt wrong. You're the reason I'm still here to sing this song. Maybe healing isn't starting new. Maybe it's just making space for every me and you. So do all the versions of me, standing in a shadow where no one could see. You were loud, you were quiet, you were wrong, you were right. You were just surviving every different night. I've been trying to be who they need, but from now on I'll listen to the voice beneath. If you come back home and stay with me, we can learn to live as one. All the versions of me, all the versions of me. Oh. There's a box beneath my bed, I'll open slow, whisper to the ghosts inside, you don't have to go. You showed up in my life in 2nd grade, hand-me-down sneakers and a backpack with a missing name. Teacher put us at the same old desk, said share your books and try your best. You let me copy half your homework sheet. I saved you from a fight out in the street. We didn't call it anything back then. We were just two kids who didn't want to eat alone again. Looking back, I didn't understand how you'd end up being my right hand. We were almost brothers, not by blood, but by the way you could read my silence from 1,000 miles away. From scraped up knees to midnight calls, from stupid dares to catching each other's falls. We took different roads, different lovers, different summers, but a part of me will always see us as almost brothers. High school corridors and busted phones. You were the first one there when my whole world felt overgrown. You sat with me outside the gym, didn't say a word, just kicked the gravel, let me swim. Later when your parents fell apart, you crashed on my couch like it was some kind of Noah's Ark. We watched bad movies till the sun came up. Didn't fix a thing, but somehow it was just enough. We swore that nothing to ever break that bond. Didn't know how far the world could stretch us when we're grown. We were almost brothers, not by blood, but by the night. Sharing headphones, sharing secrets, sharing all our fights. From broken homes to job rejections, from I don't know to real directions. We took different paths, different cities, different numbers, but a part of me will always see us as almost brothers. Now I see your life in little squares, photos of a baby in a high chair, tired stares. You send a text that says call when you can. I read it at my desk between the emails and the plans. Sometimes I draft, do you remember that old hill where we swore that if we ever lost ourselves we'd find us still? I don't have to say it for you to know. You are still the place I think of when I've got nowhere to go. We don't talk like we used to every day, but you're the reason I believed I'd be okay. 'Cause we're still almost brothers, not in photos on a shelf, but in the way I learned to stand beside somebody else. When my friends are breaking down at 2 a.m., I hear your voice, they let them talk, don't try to fix it yet. We can miss some calls, some birthdays, some summers, but if you ever need me, I'll show up like almost brothers. So if the world comes crashing on your head, you don't have to say a word, just text you home, and that's enough instead. Late at night, the TV's glowing in my room. Old reruns of a show I used to know by heart back then in June. There you are, a teenage smile and faded light, frozen in a story where the summers never turned to night. I remember sitting cross-legged on the floor. Every line you said felt bigger than the world outside my door. Didn't know that you were just a kid like me, carrying the weight of all the faces on the screen. Now I'm older than you were back then, but you're still 16 in every scene again. Now you're back on my screen, in the glow of the dark, you still look 17. To see how old I see, how the years changed you and they changed me. You were my hero in a world so small. Thought you'd never grow up, thought we'd never grow at all, but time kept rolling in between. And now you're someone I just follow screen. I scroll the feed and see your pictures side by side. Then and now, a little softer in your eyes. Different hair and all the wrinkles life can bring, but I still hear that same old laughter underneath everything. We both traded after school for overtime. You got headlines, I got deadlines, and a different kind of climb. But when I hear that old theme song begin, I'm right back in that living room, believing once again. Funny how a frame from yesterday can pull my grown-up heart so far away. Now you're back on my screen. In the glow of the dark, you still look 17. And to say how old I see, how the years change you and they change me. You were my hero in a world so small. Thought you'd never grow up, thought we'd never grow at all. But time kept rolling in between, and now you're someone I just follow in a meme. Back on my screen. If I could talk to you behind the scenes, I'd say thanks for standing in my childhood dreams. Every take you shot, every scripted line held a place inside this little heart of mine. We're both older, living separate lives. You've got red carpets, I got 9 to 5s, but somewhere in that grainy CRT, we're still the boys we always wanted to be. And to see our art is still true. Part of who I am I learned from you. Now you're back on my screen, and I'm not the same kid staring at 16. And to see how old I know, we all fade and we all grow. You were my hero in a world so small. You taught me I could rise each time I'd fall. The credits rolled, the years turned in between, but you still live inside this memory of mine. Back on my screen. Late at night, the TV's glowing in my room, and for a moment I'm a child again with you. There's a corner cafe halfway down the street, where the chairs still scrape the floor the way they did for you and me. Same old chalkboard with the daily brew, same old window where we watched the city move. You would circle dates in my old notebook, talking about the places that we go and never looked. We were broke, but somehow always stayed, buying time with one small cup we slowly drank. Back then every lazy afternoon felt like it would never leave the room. Now I'm sitting by the glass in the corner cafe in the rain, watching people pass. There's a table where we used to trade our fears for silly dreams and half-warm coffee, cheap souvenirs. We thought love would never change, but the seasons turned and we both rearranged. Still when the clouds roll down the window pane, I find pieces of us in this corner cafe in the rain. Change the music, but the feeling's still the same. Soft piano in the background, barista knows my name. steam. There's a new pair sitting where we used to hide, sharing earbuds, shoulders touching on the same one side. I catch a glimpse and suddenly I'm thrown back to when we used to call this table our own. Funny how a stranger's quiet laugh can pull you through a decade and a half. Now I'm sitting by the glass in the corner cafe in the rain, watching echoes pass. There's a ghost of you in every empty chair, and every crooked picture frame that's still hanging there. We thought time would keep us safe, but it wrote us different chapters in a different place. Still when the sky turns that familiar shade of gray, I come looking for us in this corner cafe. If you walked in through that creaking door, would we talk like old friends or strangers from a distant war? Would we laugh about the things we used to fear, or would it hurt too much to say we made it here? I tell you, I don't wish that we had stayed. I just wish I'd said thank you for the part of me you made. Every dream I'm strong enough to chase today has a little bit of you, and this place in its DNA. Some goodbyes don't need a final scene, they just fade out with the coffee and the steam. So I'm sitting by the glass in the corner cafe in the rain, letting memories pass. You're a story that I don't need to fix, just a song that only plays when clouds and coffee mix. We were young and we were brave in our own small, quiet, borrowed corner cafe. And when life feels heavy on my chest again, I'll come back and breathe you in this corner cafe in the rain. Pay the bill, step out into the gray, but I carry just a little bit of that old cafe. We were kings of empty parking lots at night, riding bikes beneath the broken streetlight. Every secret, every promise that we swore felt like we would never need anything more. You said you'd be a singer, I'd draw comic books. We'd rule the world with our half-crazy looks. Didn't see the moving boxes by your door. Didn't know that life would ask for something more. Then the seasons changed without a sound. Suddenly you weren't around. We're on different roads now, different cities, different crowds. But when I hear our favorite song, I still feel you singing along. We're on different roads now, but somehow I'm still proud, 'cause every step I take somehow still echoes who we were back then. On different roads, my friend. I saw your face inside a tiny phone screen light. Wedding suit, your eyes still shining bright. I almost wrote I miss you, but I froze. Some emotions never fit in simple words we chose. I'm working late, drawing deadlines, not cartoons. Drinking coffee underneath fluorescent moons. But when the I hear you laugh between the printer's steady stream. I guess we grew up like we said, just not the way we planned back then. We're on different roads now, different cities, different crowds. But when I hear our favorite song, I still feel you singing along. We're on different roads now, but somehow I'm still proud, 'cause every step I take somehow still echoes who we were back then. On different roads, my friend. If the world should ever break you down, you can call, I'll always be around. We might be strangers in our day-to-day, but you're the reason I'm still brave this way. Antes y ahora, you're still a part of every choice inside my heart. We're on different roads now, but the boy I was with you around still runs through midnight in my mind. On that street we left behind. We're on different roads now, but I won't forget how you believed in me when no one did. That face still lives in this grown-up kid. If we ever meet again somehow, we'll laugh at who we both are now. There's a shelf of dusty cases by my bed, old DVDs and scenes still living in my head. You were running through the rain in faded blue. Every stubborn hope I had looked just like you. I'd replay that final scene 100 times, knew each line of dialogue better than my own life. Didn't see the weight behind your tired eyes, didn't know you left a set and went to cry. I was just a kid who didn't understand. You were growing up while cameras ran. You're the faces in the frames, frozen in a world that never changed. Hunt to see out, I know. Off the screen we both had to grow. I got older in the dark, you got older in the light, but your little courage pulled me through the night. Even now, when nothing feels the same, you're still one of the faces in the frames. Now we're streaming on a 4K TV, same old story, just a sharper clarity. Side by side, they show you then and now. Different hair, but I still recognize you somehow. You talk softly on a podcast late at night, saying you were lonely under all that light. I pause the show and just sit there a while, thinking how your heart of stay still made me smile. Funny how a stranger's scripted pain can help a real kid walk through the rain. You're the faces in the frames, frozen in a world that never changed. Hunt to see out, I know. Off the screen we both had to grow. I got older in the dark, you got older in the light, but your little courage pulled me through the night. Even now, when nothing feels the same, you're still one of the faces in the frames. If I could meet you for a coffee now, I'd say you never would, just lines and sound. Every take you gave when you were barely grown built a place where I felt less alone. We both learned that endings aren't the end, they're just cuts between the scenes we're in. Life keeps rolling like a hidden reel, we're both still learning how to heal. Hunt to see out, is still true. Part of me was shaped by you. You're the faces in the frames of a childhood only I can name. Antes y ahora, I see you grew up there while I grew up with me. When I'm lost and I can't find my way, I put your old movie on and hit play. Time some things still remain like you. One of the faces in the frames. On a quiet night when the world feels strange, I hide inside those picture-perfect frames. We had posters on the ceiling and the wall, faces from the movies where you always saved us all. Stack of tapes beside the TV on the floor, rewinding all the magic just to watch a little more. Friday nights, the video store was home, renting one more story just so we don't feel alone. You were just a kid pretending you could fly, but to me, you were the reason I believed I'd touch the sky. Years went by like flashes on a screen, but you stayed frozen in that teenage scene. From then to now, I see how the years changed you and they changed me. Antes y ahora, somehow we're both older, standing here right now. You were the light in that dark little room, on a worn-out couch under a buzzing moon. Time moved on, but you still showed me how to keep a piece of who I was. From then to now, now I see you in an interview online, talking about the pressure that you carried all that time. Lines around your eyes, but still the same old soul. Just a different kind of battle, just a different kind of road. I'm not that quiet kid I used to be, trading schoolyard dreams for bills and grown-up needs. But when I hear that soundtrack start to play, every wall I've built just falls and fades away. Funny how a frame from yesterday can pull my tired heart so far away. From then to now, I see how the years changed you and they changed me. Antes y ahora, somehow we're both older, standing here right now. You were the light in that dark little room, on a worn-out couch under a buzzing moon. Time moved on, but you still showed me how to keep a piece of who I was. If I could talk to you behind the scenes, I'd say thanks for holding up my fragile dreams. Every take you shot when you were just a child helped a stranger's heart stay soft and wild. We both learned that growing up means scars. You did it under cameras, I did it under stars. But in that grainy, shaking VHS, we're both still trying, doing our best. Antes y ahora, it's still true. Part of me I learned from you. From then to now, I see how the screen wrote pieces of our story. Antes y ahora, we are just two souls trying to be free. You were the spark in that small, quiet town, turning lonely nights into a golden crown. Years rolled on, but I remember how you taught me not to give up on myself. From then to somewhere in a box, those tapes still wait for one more play, for one more yesterday.
Found a clip inside my midnight scrolling, grainy little scene from when the world felt golden. There you are, a kid with fire in your eyes, running through a story where the sun would never die. I was on a second-hand old TV, small apartment but your world felt big to me. You were saying lines that someone else had written, but every word you spoke made my own fear feel forgiven. Back then I thought you'd stay that age for good, living in that same old neighborhood. Now you're frozen in those frames, time to see how old we both changed. You were my hero on the screen, now you're a stranger in a magazine. I'm not that quiet kid no more, but when I see a younger face I'm back on that old floor. Time can move and nothing stays the same, but part of me is living in those frozen frames. Side by side they put your pictures in a reel then and now with music underneath to make it feel like we can hold the years inside a 20-second view. But there's a lifetime in the distance between those two. You got lines around your eyes from all the storms, I got bills and quiet dreams I never formed. We both learned that growing up can bend your spine, but it's somehow not enough to break your fragile light inside. Funny how your journey through the glare makes me see my own reflection there. Now you're frozen in those frames, on to see how older we both changed. You were my hero on the screen, now you're a stranger in a magazine. I'm not that quiet kid no more, but when I see a younger face I'm back on that old floor. Time can move and nothing stays the same, but part of me is living in those frozen frames. If I can meet you somewhere off the set, no microphones, no list of who you met, I'd say you helped a little boy survive just by showing up and trying to stay alive. We both carried expectations we didn't choose. You had critics, I had voices I would lose, but in that flicker of a VHS we were just two kids both doing our best. Time to see how older it's okay to let some scenes just fade away. Now you're frozen in those frames, but I can see beyond the fame. Time to see how older I know there's a real life past the show. You were just a kid who played a part, but you lit a fire in my heart. Even if we never share our names, you shaped the man I am inside. Through frozen friends and the phone goes black, I carry you in all the ways. Those frozen frames brought childhood back. There's a hallway in my head I still walk down, lockers painted blue and shoes that scraped along the ground. Bell rings out like thunder in a tin. We were racing to the doors like the world was caving in. You were leaning on the same old window frame, drawing little hearts around your notebook and my name. Teacher turned around, we tried to hide, passing folded paper like a secret ocean tide. Back then every Friday felt so big, we thought we'd never outgrow cafeteria gigs. Now it's just hallways in my head, empty desks and echoing of every word we said. We were just a class of kids who didn't know these would be the days we missed the most. When we let go, you're in wedding pics, I'm chasing rent instead, but we still walk the There's a staircase where we sat between the bells, sharing headphones, swapping stories we would never tell. You swore you'd leave this town and never look behind. I said I'd be a singer with a world inside my rhymes. Now your name is just a line on some old list, class photo with a caption where your younger face still lives. Some of us are parents, some are gone. Some are stuck on roads we swore we'd never walk upon. Funny how a yearbook on the floor can feel like walking through a half-open door. Now it's just hallways in my head, graffiti on the tables, all the nicknames that we said. We were copying assignments at the bell, thinking grades were everything, we didn't know ourselves that well. You got offices and kids to tuck in bed, I got deadlines and a sea of words I still have left unsaid. When I feel like I've outrun the kid I was and bled, I can hear our sneakers squeak down the hallways in my head. If we could all rewind one afternoon, same old talk just hanging in that crowded room. Would we sit in rows and scroll our phones, or sing along to someone's ringtone like it's home? I look around and really see your face, not just as a background in my temporary place. I'd say one day we'll be strangers on a screen, but right now you're the reason I can stand at 17. We were more than tests and morning checks, we were whispered jokes at the back of the deck. So here's to all the hallways in my head, to the futures that we dreamed of on the benches by the shed. We were wrong about 1,000 little things, but we held each other up through every stumble, every swing. If the world today feels louder than we said, I'll turn it down and listen to the kid I used to tread. You can take the school to town, the years we shed, but you can't take how we still walk those hallways in my head. Close the book, turn off the bedroom light, still I hear that distant bell calling us in for one more life. There's a crackling in the speaker late tonight, old movie on a website with a washed out light. There you are, a kid with courage in your eyes, standing at the edge of some impossible goodbye. I'm alone inside a small and quiet room, phone against my pillow, screen the only moon. Every line you say still hits me like it did back when I was just a scared and lonely kid. Back then I thought you never felt afraid. You were bulletproof inside the roles you played in that old movie light. You were my fire in the middle of the night. Until see ahora sí, you were just a mirror held to me. You were only trying to make it through, but you pulled me out of everything I knew. Now I'm grown and nothing feels as bright as when I watched you standing there in that old movie light. Now I see your face in photos side by side, then and now with captions scrolling underneath in time. There's a softness in the way you hold your gaze, like you made it through 1,000 hidden maze. I'm still helps me make some peace with all my fears. In that old movie light, you were my fire in the middle of the night. Antes y ahora I see you were just a mirror held to me. You were only trying to make it through, but you pulled me out of everything I knew. Now I'm grown and nothing feels as bright as when I watched you standing there in that old movie light. If someday we crossed on a noisy street, no cameras, no red carpets at our feet, I'd say you don't know me, but you helped me stay when I thought my heart would break and run away. We both carried lines that weren't our own, trying to be brave while feeling so alone. You did it for a world that watched you fall. I did it in a quiet room with no one there at all. Antes y ahora, it's alright to fade and still hold on to light in that old movie light. You were the proof that I could still survive the night. Antes y ahora, I know we outgrow the roles we used to show. You were just a kid who did your best. I'm just trying to forgive your best. If I ever feel I've lost the fight, I'll close my eyes and find you there in that old movie light. When the screen goes dark and silence fills the air, a little piece of who I was is still waiting with you there. Every night the kitchen light was always on. You'd be standing by the sink long after everyone was gone, hands in soapy water, humming some old song. I'd pretend I needed something just to stay a little long. Homework spread out on the wooden tabletop. You'd correct my grammar while the kettle slowly popped. I'd roll my eyes and say, yeah, I know. But I memorized the sound of every word you spoke. Back then I thought that love was just a given thing. Didn't see the tide in your eyes beneath the rain. Now I'm standing in this quiet kitchen light. Different house, different city, but your shadow's here tonight. I can hear your voice in every pan I clean, and every late night cup of tea I make between my screens. I used to think that growing up meant leaving you. Now I know I carry all the little things you do when the world feels heavy and I'm too tired to fight. I still come back home to you in the kitchen light. You'd wait up for me when I came home late, trying not to lecture, but you couldn't quite erase that worried line that showed up on your brow. When you heard the car door slam and knew that I was safe somehow. Dinner in the oven just in case you're not okay. Left a note that said heat for 10 and say you ate. I'd scarf it down and crash into my bed, never once imagining the thoughts inside your head. I thought you'd always have that endless strength. Didn't see your hands were shaking at arm's length. Now I'm standing in
kitchen light, trying to cook the meals you used to save my life with every night. You call me just to ask if I've slept enough, if I'm drinking any water, or if life's been too rough. I laugh it off and say, yeah, I'm fine, but I still wish I could press rewind when my doubts start talking much too loud to fight. I close my eyes and find you in the kitchen light. One day I'll bring you here to this small place, make you sit down while I serve you at the table space. I'll burn the toast and overcook the rice, but you'll still smile at me like every bite is right. I'll say I'm sorry for the times I walked away from every little effort that you made to keep me safe. I know now that every dish and every night was your quiet way of keeping my whole world in sight. You were never just the hands that cleaned, you were the heart inside our ordinary scenes. So when I'm lost beneath the noise and city lights, I remember all the gentle wars you fought without a fight. Every plate you washed, every floor you swept, every secret tear you cried when you thought we slept. Growing up won't ever mean I'm out of reach. You're in the way I love, the way I speak. And when the dark feels bigger than I am tonight, I'll turn a lamp on low and sit with you in this kitchen light. Someday if I have a child of my own, I'll leave the light on in the kitchen so they'll always know they're home.
Found a lighter with your initials on the side. Don't even smoke, but I kept it for a while. Song receipts from a diner after midnight. Coffee stains and numbers that we never called in time. There's a movie stuff from some forgotten show. I don't recall the plot, just the way the neon glow. Rain on glass and laughter in the back. Nothing really happened, but I still want it back. It's funny how the smallest, quietest days are the ones my memory refuses to erase. It's all the little things we left behind, half-heard jokes and empty cans of cheap red wine, unfinished songs we hummed into the night, street lights turning ordinary sidewalks into light. We didn't know we were making time out of every stupid story, every crossed out line. Now when life feels too far out of my mind, I go looking through the little things we left behind. There's a voicemail from a number that's long gone. Static, then your voice is saying call me when you're home. I never saved the date, I never wrote it down, but sometimes when I'm driving I still take that longer route through town. Old keychains from apartments I outgrew, halls that held the echoes of the people that I knew. Plans that died, postcards that never sent, arguments at 2 a.m. that somehow made more sense. We chase tomorrows like they last forever. Didn't know today was something we remember. It's all the little things we left behind, lists on fridges, scribbled hearts we underline, all the see you soons we never said, the nights we stayed up talking instead of going to bed. We didn't know we were making time out of burned out bulbs and corner store cheap between past and present tense. I thought meaning lived in big goodbyes, in airports, hospital rooms, and tearful eyes. But now I think the truth is in the small, like the way you said my name while walking down the hall. If I could step back in one random night, I'd pay attention to the quiet, not the light. Turn to stars when we look back in our own time. Plastic cups and kitchen floors we danced across. Bad advice, cheap guitars, every stupid loss. We didn't know we were making time out of all the in-between and unimportant lines. Now when I feel like life is passing blind, I slow down and see little things we're making now will be the ones we leave behind. So I'll keep this lighter in my desk a while, a tiny useless relic of a life that once was wild. Used to drive with all the windows down, half a tank of gas and nothing pulling us to town. Radio was broken but we sang off key, turning quiet suburbs into our own luxury. Streetlights flickered like a cheap disco. You'd drum on the dashboard every time the chorus rose. Didn't matter where the car would go, we were only chasing time on roads we didn't know back then. Every exit felt like fate. We were always early, never late. Now I'm driving all alone down the midnight roads we used to know. Different songs are on, but I still hear your voice above the engine in my ear. We thought the world would open slow, give us all the time to figure where to go. But the years sped up and took you home. All these midnight roads we used to know. There's a gas station with a buzzing sign, where we buy cheap coffee and pretend that we were fine. Talking about the dreams we'd someday chase, drawing maps on napkins that we'd always misplace. You said, one day we'll be out of here, looking back and laughing at our small town fears. I swore I'd follow you wherever you would land. Didn't know that life would give us two different demands. And now your photos show a city made of glass. I'm still on these roads I swore that I would pass. And I'm driving all alone down the midnight roads we used to know. Same cracked asphalt, same old turns, only difference is the way my chest now burns. We thought the world would open slow, give us all the time to figure where to go. But the years sped up and claimed their toll on these midnight roads we used to know. If you were in this passenger seat tonight, would we talk like strangers, or would everything feel right? Would you recognize the songs I learned to love, or would you just point out the constellations up above? Sometimes I draft a message I don't send. Do you ever miss those pointless drives at 3 a.m.? Then I let it fade into the glow of all the almost conversations you'll never know. We were never lost, we just drove too slow on all the midnight roads we used to know. So I'm driving on my own through the echoes of the laughter we outgrew. And now, or if the past is just a place that we can't go, why do I still find you in each yellow glow? We thought the world would open wide, keep a lane for both of us side by side. Now it's just me and the radio on these midnight roads we used to know. I was scrolling through my contacts late last night, half asleep but wide awake inside my mind. Saw your name between a number I don't know, someone from a job I left 3 years ago. There's Jake from Ben and Anna from the train, people I once told my secrets to like they would never fade. Names with little hearts and faces in my head, full of conversations that we never really said. Funny how a list of letters on a screen can drag you back to who you used to be. All these names in my phone feel like postcards from the lives I've outgrown. We were kids, we were lovers, we were almost something more. Now your number's that I don't call anymore. I could press that green icon and hear your voice, but I sit here staring, tangled in the choice. So I just lock the screen and stay alone, drowning in the ghosts of all these names in my phone. Cause mom and dad still save the way it's been, even though I moved out, changed my city, changed my skin. There's your name with a picture from that night, street lamp on your shoulder, eyes caught in the light. I still have our last fight saved in text, paragraphs we threw like knives we can't take back. I could scroll up to the way we used to be, memes at 2 a.m. and are you still awake with me? I tell myself I've learned to let it lie, but my thumb keeps hovering like it wants to say hi. All these names in my phone feel like doorways to the places I've known. We were drunk, we were honest, we were scared and holding on. Now you're someone I pretend is already on. I could press that green icon and break the spell, but what if it goes right back to where we fell? So I just put it down and stay alone, haunted by the past and all these names in my phone. Maybe healing isn't burning all the ties, maybe it's forgiving who we were in all those nights. Maybe I don't have to call you up to thank you for the times when just your name was enough. There's a version of us buried in that thread, laughing over nothing, saying things we never said. If I never hit delete, it doesn't mean I'm stuck, it just means I know at one point we both were good enough. One day I might clear them out and start again, but tonight I'll let them stay like quiet friends. All these names in my phone are reminders that I've never been alone. Every contact is a chapter, every ringtone was a sign that for a little while your life was tangled up in mine. I don't have to call to wish you well, I could let you go without a last farewell. So I'll turn off the light and walk on my own, smiling at the stories in all these names in my phone. Lay it down face first on the nightstand shelf, whisper thanks for who I was with you and with myself. You were running down a hallway made of light, dodging every shadow, always choosing right. I was on a second-hand old TV, small apartment but your world felt big to me. Every Friday we'd rewind the final scene, watching you escape from everything in between. I believed that you were stronger than the pain, didn't know you took it home like weather in the rain. Back then I thought the story ended there, fade to black and nothing more to bear. But off the screen, there's a life you had that I have never seen. Hunt to see how older I know. You were more than just a face inside a show. You were just a child with too much weight, learning how to smile beneath the hate. Now I'm grown and caught in my routine, trying to find the courage to live off the screen. Now I see you in a quiet photograph. No red carpet, just a backyard, kids and laughs. Lines around your eyes, but something finally free, like you stepped outside the script they wrote for you and me. I've been hiding in a job that feels like lines, saying what I should instead of what is mine. Every day I play a role that's safe, then lie awake and wonder what I didn't chase. Funny how your choice to walk away makes me question what I do each day. There's a life I want that I have never seen, until she out what I see. I've been stuck inside a role that isn't me. You were just a child with too much weight, learning how to bend but not to break. Now I'm grown and caught in my routine, trying to find the courage to live off the screen. Yeah. If we could talk without the lens between, no director, no applause, no in between, I'd say thank you for the way you disappeared. You taught me that it's brave to leave instead of staying here. We both learned that walking out the door doesn't make us smaller than before. Sometimes stepping out of what they see is the only way to finally be free. Until she out, it's alright to leave the frame and still hold light. So off the screen, I want a life that doesn't have to be pristine. Until she out, I know I can choose a different ending to my show. You were just a kid who changed your fate. I'm just someone trying not to be too late. If there's a scene where I can truly breathe, I'll take my heart and finally live off the screen. TV off, but in the quiet in between, I write my first unscripted line and step off the screen. It's 10 p.m. and all the desks are sleeping, just a humming from the vents and my cursor slowly blinking. Empty chairs like rows of silent ghosts. Coffee rings on paper where I sign away my hopes. City lights are drawing maps on glass. Headlines on my phone about the dreams I let go past. Once I swore I'd play on bigger stages, now I'm trading all my lyrics for these spreadsheets and these wages. I used to think I'd never wear this tie. Now I'm here and I can't tell you why. Office windows after dark show my face like some forgotten work of art. I was gonna write an album, change the world, leave a mark. Now I'm just a tired man beneath fluorescent sparks. But somewhere in this late night humming, quiet glowing park, I still hear a younger voice inside my heart singing from behind these office windows after dark. There's a notebook buried in my bottom drawer, full of half-finished choruses I don't bring up anymore. Used to stay up late to chase a rhyme, now I stay up late to meet a deadline. Right on time, friends are posting pictures from their shows. I clap through a screen before I answer one more mail. I tell myself it's just a different dream, but some nights all the compromises drown out what I mean. I used to think success would feel like gold. Now it feels like quiet stories never told. Office windows after dark make this building look like rows of beating hearts. Every glowing square a person trying not to fall apart, counting down the hours till they can find a brand new start. And somewhere in this maze of passwords, logins, plastic cards, I still feel a boy who impressing on the glass of office windows after dark. If I could talk to who I was at 22, guitar on his shoulder saying nothing I can't do, I'd say you won't become a failure if you bend. You might take the long way around, but that's not where it ends. You write songs between the emails you reply. You'll hum melodies in elevators staring at the sky. And if one day you walk out of this room, you'll bring every late night version of yourself with you. Maybe dreams don't die, they just change clothes, waiting for the courage only older hearts can know. So these office windows after dark aren't a prison, just a temporary mark. I'm still gonna write an album even if it starts right here, quiet in the break room with a chorus only I can hear. Cause every time I see my own reflection in this star, cold and buzzing, overworked and understarred, I'll whisper to that flicker in the glass, you're still allowed to chase your heart. Past these office windows after dark, shut the screen down, take the elevator slow. Dad sends a message in the family chat, let me know your flight so I can plan around that. Mom is asking what we wanna eat, says she'll make too much like she does every week. You say you're driving in from out of state, I'm checking all the tickets, trying not to land too late. Screens are lighting up with little hearts, trying to stitch our scattered lives back to where they used to start. We used to fight about the smallest things, now we trade our days like they're made of porcelain. Once a year we come home, lay our suitcases down where our school bags used to go. Same old door, same old floor, but our shadows don't look like they did before. We got jobs, we got rings, we got our own separate storms and springs. But when the world feels too big to face alone, we remember, once a year we come home. Mom's in the kitchen with her worn out hands, telling us the story that we've heard 1,000 times again. Dad laughs early at the punchline part, pretending that his eyes aren't getting softer in the dark. We pull out boxes from the hallway shelves, photos of a version of our parents younger than ourselves. See their tired smiles holding up the years, realize we're the reason, and it almost brings us all to tears. We used to roll our eyes and leave the room, now we stand and listen like the flowers about to bloom. Once a year we come home, fill the kitchen up with all our inside jokes. Same old plates, same old chairs, but an empty seat reminds us who's not there. We got flights, we've got plans, we've got 1,000 days we don't understand. Kids will say they look so young. I can't imagine that was them. If I ever have a family of my own, I hope my door can feel like this old home, where even if we only have a day, it feels like love is strong enough to hold the years at bay. We don't say I love you all the time, but it's in the way we show up and arrive. So once a year we come home, carry all our failures up the steps we've always known. Same old roof, same old street, holding up the weight of every version we've been trying to be. We got scars, we got dreams, we've got quiet truths we only share in between. And when life feels like a battle, we fight on our own, we keep going. Cause once a year we come home. Once a year we come home. Car lights fade as we pull away alone, but a part of me is still there, on that street, at that door, at that home. Dust is dancing in the early afternoon, sunlight through the blinds like an old cartoon. Cardboard boxes lined up by the door, everyone a little funeral for the life I had before. Posters peeling off the faded walls, bands I swore would save me from this town once and for all. Notebook full of lyrics I was too afraid to sing, tucked behind a dresser like a half-forgotten dream. I thought I couldn't wait to say goodbye. Now I'm standing here with tears I can't deny. I'm packing up my old room, folding all the versions of myself I once assumed. Every broken headphone, every note I never played, every late night fear that somehow helped me not to fade. I thought leaving meant I'd finally bloom, didn't know I'd miss the cracks and cluttered dust and gloom. If growing up means moving on this soon, why does my heart stay packing in my old room? There's a height chart penciled on the closet door, little crooked lines that say I wanted to be more. First guitar with stickers on the case, strings are rusted but I still remember how it felt to chase. Photos taped beside the mirror glass, faces that I haven't seen in years and years have passed. Some of them I love, some drifted out of frame, all of them are chapters that still answer to my name. Every drawer I open is a time machine, dragging me through versions of the things I've been. I'm packing up my old room, sweeping up the glitter of 1,000 half-lost moons, all the midnight secrets whispered to the ceiling cracks, all the times I swore I'd never ever come back. I thought freedom meant a bigger view, didn't know I'd long for walls that barely fit us two. If saying goodbye is what I have to do, why does it feel like I'm leaving more than just this room? Maybe home is not the paint or floor, maybe it's the person who walked in and out that door. If I could talk to him one last time, the kid who hid his heart behind those blinds, I'd say you did enough just staying here. You survived the noise, the silence and the fear. Every night you cried into the gloom, built the map that's guided me out of this room. So I'll take a breath and thank these walls for catching me each time I'd fall. I'm packing up my old room, but I won't pack away the boy who learned to make it through. I'll leave the ghosts, I'll leave the pen marks marks on the frame. Let some part of me remain here, whispering my name. I thought leaving meant I'd lose my youth. Now I see I'm taking it with me in the truth. Every box I take beneath this moon is one more step from packing up my old room. Turn the light off, close the door inside. But for the first time in my life, I feel allowed to say goodbye. There's a park bench where we used to meet at 5. Fading green paint, carved initials trying to survive. Kids would scream and chase the fading light, while we pretended we were older than our actual lives. You bring stories from a day you couldn't stand. I'd bring headphones and a half-broken second-hand band. We watched the city slowly changing skins, from schoolyard chaos to the quiet of the evening wind. Back then every sunset felt like ours, borrowed from the sky for just a couple hours. Now I'm sitting on that park bench at 5 p.m. Same old tree, different shadows where we used to stand. They've repainted all the rails, the swings are new, but the ghosts of who we were still sit beside me. 2 by 2, we were just 2 kids trying not to break, holding all our futures in a carton of milkshakes. When the world feels bigger than I can defend, I come back and breathe again on this park bench at 5 p.m. There's a corner where you cried that one July. Said you didn't know your place beneath your parents' heavy eyes. I didn't have the words to fix the weight, so I just kicked at pebbles, let you talk yourself to safer states. We watched strangers walking dogs and pushing strollers, tried to guess their stories, who was younger, who was older. Swore that we would never end up numb, never let the park inside our chests go quiet, dark or dumb. Funny how we said we'd never change, now I hardly recognize our names. Now I'm sitting on that park bench at 5 p.m. watching other kids grow into what we once were then. Someone's on their phone where you once drew circles on the wood and said, I don't know what to do. We were just 2 hearts hanging by a thread, thinking that the universe was only in our heads. When my days feel like a race I can't transcend, I come here to remember that park bench at 5 p.m. If you walk down this gravel path today, will we not like neighbors, or will we know what to say? Would you point out how the swing set moved, or sit and let the quiet tell us what we already knew? I'd say I don't wish we could rewind. We were meant to leave this bench and find another kind of life. But thank you for the afternoons you stayed, when you could have gone back home and shut me out and closed the gate. We were never just 2 kids killing time, we were holding up each other's fragile minds. So I'm sitting on this park bench at 5 p.m. letting traffic come like some familiar requiem. You don't have to come back here again, for this place to keep on stitching who I've slowly learned to be since then. We were lost, but we were lost as friends, and that's the kind of safety I still reach for now and then. When my grown-up worries start to overwhelm, I meet my younger self halfway on this park bench at 5 p.m. Sun goes down, the streetlights flicker on. I I stand up and leave a little of the weight I've carried on. Found a playlist with your name on it last night, buried in a folder on a hard drive, out of sight. Little blue icon from another time, back when every song you sent felt like a hidden sign. First track starts with static and a fade, indie band we used to say would never make the grade. I can hear your voice between the lines, saying skip to 208, that's my favorite part of Shines. We didn't have the words to say our hearts, so we let the choruses do all the talking parts. Now I'm lying in the dark with these songs you left behind. Every verse a piece of you I thought I left outside my mind. We were just two kids exchanging lanes, calling it just music, cause we were too scared to think that maybe this was our way of saying stay. When life was pulling both of us the other way, I thought I'd moved on, but it hits me every time when I press play on the songs you left behind. Track 5 hits and I'm back in your small room, speakers on the floor and band posters taped like mood. You were dancing in a t-shirt and bare feet, telling me the bridge on this one always knocked you off your feet. Then a quiet one you put at number 10, said this one makes me think of you, and then you laughed again. I pretended not to catch what you had thrown, but I stayed up after midnight playing it when I was alone. Funny how a melody can keep more truth than all the promises we couldn't speak. Now I'm driving through the city with these songs you left behind. Streetlights flicker to the drum beats we once used to rewind. We were young and terrified of more, so we kept our feelings locked inside a four-chord metaphor. Maybe we were right not to cross that line. Maybe it would have broken what was barely yet defined. Still there's a version of us frozen in my mind every time I hear these songs you left behind. If I could send a playlist back to who we were, fill it up with all the things we never said in words. Track 1 would say, I'm grateful that you stayed. Track 2 would say, you saved me more times than I've ever really paid. I'd add a song that screams it's okay to outgrow the people that still shaped us anyway. And one last tune to play while letting go for the life we didn't pick, but sometimes wish we'd known. We were talking through the verses, scared to see how much of you was slowly rewriting me. So here's to every song you left behind. I don't need you back to keep the best of what was mine. You are not a chapter I regret, you're the soundtrack to the part of me that's learning not to forget. When the day feels louder than my chest, I put my headphones on and let those old tracks do the rest. We may never share a cue again online, but I still find you in the songs you left behind. Hit repeat, let the final chorus fade. Close the screen and smile a bit at all the echoes we once made. There's a picture on my dresser, edges starting to fade. Little boy with muddy sneakers, laughing like a wave. He was holding up the sky with dreams too big to hide. Never thought that he'd be standing on this grown-up side. Mama's calling from the kitchen, dinner's getting cold. I was busy building kingdoms made of rock and gold. Didn't know that every summer had an end in sight. Didn't know that being older meant losing some of that light. Now I'm running, but it's not the same. Chasing paychecks, not a soccer game. I miss the boy I used to be, with scraped up knees and dirty jeans. No fear of falling, just climb that tree and touch the sky so easily. Now I'm standing here, a man somehow, but there's a child deep inside me now. I close my eyes and I still see the boy I used to be. There's a window on the train where I watch my life go by. City lights and countless strangers under restless skies. They all wear the same expression, somewhere between hope and tired. I still hear that little voice saying, jump a little higher. I traded Saturday cartoons for working late at night. Traded secrets in the playground for emails I must write. But sometimes when the world gets loud and nothing feels quite right, I hear him whisper softly, you're gonna be alright. All these years went by without a sound, while I was trying not to let him down. I miss the boy I used to be, with scraped up knees and dirty jeans. No fear of falling, just climb that tree. If I could talk to him tonight, I'd say, don't rush, you've got time. Every broken bone and scar you earn will be the way your heart still learns. So when the world feels far too grown, remember you're not all alone. I'm still that kid inside this skin, trying to find my way again. Antes y ahora, still me, just older eyes on the same old dreams. I miss the boy I used to be, but he's still walking here with me. No fear of trying, no giving in. He pulls me back to where I've been. Now I'm standing here, a man somehow, but I protect that child inside me now. As long as I breathe, I'll always see the boy to be. There's a picture on my dresser, and in his eyes I remember. There was a summer we thought would never end, barefoot on the pavement with a handful of best friends, sleeping until noon, meeting up at 5. Nothing in our pockets, but we never felt so alive. You had sunburn on your shoulders, crooked grin. I was writing stupid songs on napkins in the wind. We were talking like the future was a game, picking cities off a map, never once saying change. Back then every sunset felt like proof that we were somehow bulletproof. But this is for the summer we forgot, all the little moments that we swore that we would not. Empty parking lots and late night parking tunes, shouting out the lyrics to a song that no one knew. We grew up and we drifted like the clouds. Got our plans, got our paychecks, got our doubts. Still when the air turns we forgot. There was a hill outside of town we used to climb, watching all the headlights like a moving dotted line. You swore you'd leave by 21 and drive until the city lights could swallow up our quiet lives. Now your photos show a skyline. I don't know, I'm still on these back roads with their comfortable shadows. Sometimes when I pass that empty field, I can hear us making promises we never meant to keep for real. Funny how the past can feel so near, in a song, in a heat wave, in a passing year. This is for the summer we forgot, all the late July confessions in the churchyard parking lot, all the plans we made on swings that creaked, all the fears we tried to hide by talking way too deep. We grew up, took our separate bets on apartments, lovers, cities, and regrets. Still when the evening feels too quiet and too hot, I hear the echoes of the summer we forgot. If we could all come back for just one night, same old street lamps, same mosquitoes in the light. Will we talk like strangers with familiar names, or fall right back into our old stupid games? I tell you, I don't wish we'd stayed the same. We were meant to scatter like the sparks off a flame. But I'm grateful for the kids we gotta be, before we learn the cost of every dream. We were never meant to hold that time, only carry it like secret fire in our minds. So here's to all the summers we forgot to write down, but our hearts remember every single spot. All the jokes that never made much sense, all the songs that kept us hanging off the edge of innocence. We grew up, yeah, we lost a lot, but we kept a little courage from that shot. And when the world feels colder than it ought, I close my eyes and walk back through the summer we forgot. There was a summer we thought would never end. Maybe it still lives somewhere in the people we became since then. Took a train back to the town I used to hate. Same gray station, different numbers on the gate. There's a corner store that knew my name, where I bought a one-way ticket out of who I was back then. Past the schoolyard with a rusted chain-link fence, empty swings still creaking like they're holding all my friends. Every crack in every sidewalk that I know feels like underlined reminders of the kid I used to own. I've been running from that boy for years. Now I'm standing in the middle of his fears. I'm just trying to find the way back home to the heart I left behind. Back to open skies and crooked dreams. Back to who I was before I tried to please everyone but me, till I felt alone in crowded rooms and on my phone. If I follow every memory like a stone, will it show me way back home? Stopped outside the house with peeling paint. New car in the driveway, different saints in the window where my shadow used to be. I see some other kid now carrying a future just like me. I remember writing songs on my old bed, whispering the words so they stayed inside my head. Swore I'd never lose that fire in my chest. Somewhere between the bills and bus rides I forgot the rest. Maybe coming back is not defeat. Maybe it's just learning where my pulse still beats. I'm just trying to find the way back home to the heart I left behind. Back to empty fields and quiet nights. Back to telling truth feel the skinned up knees and muddy feet. If I could put my hand upon his shoulder blade, I'd say, you don't have to trade your soul for getting paid. You can leave this town without leaving you. You can change your plans without losing what is true. And when the noise out there begins to drown your name, you can always come back here and start again. Maybe home is not a place I see. Maybe it's the part of me that still believes in me. So I'm learning to find the way back home inside this tired mind. Back to open hearts and honest pain. Back to letting go of all the roads that felt like chains. Every one I tried on like a coat. Every promise that got stuck inside my throat. If I listen to that quiet, steady tone, it might lead me all the way back home. Train pulls out, the town gets small and slow. But for the first time in my life, I'm taking myself home. Late night, blue light on my face. Thumb keeps sliding, but my heart stays in one place. There you are in some low-res frame, little kid with all the world inside your name. I remember when that scene first hit. Old TV, small room, but my dreams didn't fit. You were crying in the rain and I believed every tear you shed was also mine to grieve. Back then I thought you had it all. Didn't know you answered to that casting call. On this timeline of us, hunt to see out I in the pixels in the dust. You were on the screen, I was on the floor. Two kids who didn't know what growing up was for. Now you're older in a quiet interview. I'm still trying to make some sense of what I'm going through. Different worlds, but somehow I still trust. There's a thread between your story and this timeline of us. Someone made an edit with a simple song, then and now and how it all went wrong. They don't see the spaces in between, all the nights you questioned who you were off screen. I've got my own pictures buried in a cloud. Awkward little boy who never spoke too loud. Sometimes I put your younger face beside and see two different versions of the same scared eyes. Funny how your life in flashing clips makes me re-examine all the roles I've picked. On this timeline of us, hunt to see how I in the pixels and the dust. You were on the screen, I was on the floor. Two kids who didn't know what growing up was for. Now you're older in a quiet interview. I'm still trying to make some sense of what I'm going through. Different worlds, but somehow I still trust. There's a thread between your story. If the algorithm ever glitched someday and brought my little life onto your page, I'd write, you don't know me, but you helped me stay. When I wanted to delete my younger self away, we both carry lines that didn't fit. Trying to be perfect so we wouldn't quit. You did it while the whole world watched you fall. I did it where no one saw me at all. Hunt to see how it's okay to unfollow who we were yesterday. On this timeline of us, we're more than all the comments they discuss. You were just a
the feed goes dark and all the scrolling stops, I close my eyes and find us in a world without the clocks.
I still remember that old movie line. Heard it for the first time when I was barely 9. You were standing in the doorway with that trembling smile, trying not to cry but breaking all the while. I was sitting on the carpet holding on to every single word like a brand new song. Didn't know your tears were heavier than mine. Didn't know you carried that off screen in real life. We were strangers on two different sides, but somehow our growing pains aligned. We grew up together, even if you never knew. I was getting older, watching every scene of you, to see how old I see. Time drew different lines on you and me. You were on the posters, I was in the cheap red seats, but your fragile courage kept me on my feet. Worlds apart, but somehow it was true. I grew up with me by growing up with you. Years went by, the cinema got torn down. Now it's just a parking lot on the edge of town, but I still hear the echoes in the empty air of all the times you stumbled, stood back up in there. Now I see your face inside a headline frame, talking about the cost behind your childhood fame. You look tired, but there's a softness in your voice, like you finally learned to love your younger choice. I'm still learning how to be okay with all the parts of me that never went away. We grew up together, even if you never knew. I was getting older, watching every scene of you, to see how old I see. Time drew different lines on you and me. You were on the posters, I was in the cheap red seats, but your fragile courage kept me on my feet. Worlds apart, but somehow it was true. I grew up with you. If I could reach across a silver light, I'd say you helped me make it through the night. Every broken take and every retake too was teaching some shy kid what a heart can do. We both learned that falling isn't shame, it's just another part of playing in the game. You did it in the spotlight's ruthless glow. I did it where nobody would know. To see how old it's still clear. You held my hand from somewhere over here. We grew up together, and I wish that you could see how your little stories kept a little boy like me holding on when life felt wrong, like a quiet, invisible song. You were on the posters, I was in the cheap red seats. Now I'm standing on my own 2 feet, but when I'm lost I still look back to you, 'cause I grew into myself by growing up with you. Somewhere in a box that ticket still remains, proof that we were kids inside the same old frame. There was a cinema at the edge of town, sticky floors and seats with all the stuffing coming out. Friday nights, a ticket and a dream, waiting for the tailor just to see you on the screen. You were running through a world I didn't know, saving every stranger like a quiet superhero. I was just a kid with popcorn in my hands, thinking you were proof that I could be more than I am. Back then I thought you never went to sleep. You lived inside the stories I would keep. When the lights went down, you were the brightest thing in this small town. Until ahora I see you were just a mirror held to me. You were only 12 with lines to say, carrying a weight that never went away. Now I'm grown and trying to stand my ground, chasing who I thought I'd be when the lights went down. Years passed by, the cinema shut its doors, turned into a market with the same old dirty floor. But sometimes in the hum of neon light, I still hear your voice cut through the quiet of the night. Now I see you in a long-form interview, talking about the nights when it was all too much for you. How you lost yourself in everybody's praise, how you had to disappear to find a different way. Funny how your story off the stage helps me step outside my own small cage. And when the lights went down, you were the brightest thing in this small town. Antes y ahora I see you were just a mirror held to me. You were only 12 with lines to say, carrying a weight that never went away. Now I'm grown and trying to stand my ground, chasing who I thought I'd be when the lights went down. If we could sit inside those broken rows, no cameras, no producers, just the afterglow, I'd say you don't know us who you were. You're allowed to be a stranger to that boy you can't return. We both learned that growing up is rough. You did it under lights, I did it in the dark, but it was tough. Still in that flicker on a silver wall, we were just two kids trying not to fall. Antes y ahora it's alright to walk away and still keep your light. When the lights go down, I'm not that child in that small town. Antes y ahora I know we all outgrow the parts we used to show. You were just a kid who did your best. I'm just trying to forgive the rest. If I ever feel like I'm about to drown, I'll close my eyes and find my faith when the lights go down. There was a cinema at the edge of town. It's gone, but in my chest somehow the screen still flickers when the world gets loud. Found an old shirt in the back of my closet. Smelled like summer and a worn out promise. Ticket stub in the pocket with a faded date. Cold for a moment that I can't recreate. We were young and we were louder than the rain, running through the streets, never learning to be afraid. You said one day we'll move out of this town. I swore I'd follow you, but somehow I stayed around. Now I'm staring at the ceiling late at night, trying to find that boy I left behind. I don't know where I left myself. Maybe in a song on a dusty shelf, maybe in a note that I never sent, or the way I laughed when I had no defense. I've been living like a stranger in my skin, checking off the boxes just to fit back in. If I could go back, I'd ask for help, 'cause somewhere on the way I lost where I left myself. There's a picture in a cracked cheap frame, crooked little smile that doesn't know shame. Grass-stained jeans and a sky-wide dream. Didn't need much more than a ball and a team. Now it's in boxes and red-eye trains. Coffee in the morning just to feel okay. People know my name but not my face. I've been chasing every version of me, but the one I lost is the one I need. So I'll go back where I left myself, back to quiet nights and a simpler hell, back to open fields and wasted time, to forgive that kid for being scared. Sometimes I've been living like a stranger in my skin, but I'm done pretending I don't know where I've been. If I can't go back, I'll start right here instead and build a life that looks like hell, not the one in my head. Fold the old shirt, put it on my back. Take a deep breath, let the past relax. Every step I take from this moment now is a way back home to who I am somehow.
There's a box beneath my bed with dust on top, old reports and folded notes we used to pass in class non-stop. Found a yearbook with our faces all in rows, bad haircuts and uniforms and inside jokes no one else knows. You were standing on the end of the back row, fingers in a peace sign, trying not to let it show that you were scared of leaving more than staying. That the future felt like something all of us were faking. We thought the bell would always ring on time, never guessed we'd lose each other down the line. Now I'm turning through these yearbook pages, names and faces frozen at our favorite ages. We were 17 and thought we'd never change, didn't know that life would pull us out of frame. You took a different city, I took different wages, but we all still live between these printed places. When the world feels like a stranger full of stages, I go home inside these yearbook pages. There's a photo from the last day in the hall, caps and gowns and someone writing, see you soon, across the wall. We were laughing like the ending was a joke, didn't understand that this was how a chapter really broke. Keep in touch was written in 100 hands on the backs of photos, uniforms and all our secret plans. Some numbers changed, some promises got lost, some goodbyes came cheaper than the pens that we had bought. Funny how a hallway in my mind still echoes with our younger fearless lines. Now I'm turning through these yearbook pages, scrolling through a life that's gone in different stages. We were just a bunch of kids that didn't know that the smallest after school walks would be the ones that glow. You've got wedding photos, I've got midnight wages, but we're still that class in all these printed cages. When my heart feels older than my face betrays it, I find that kid again in yearbook pages. For just one bell, same old cracked blackboard, same old stories that we tell. Would we sit in all the usual seats, or stand up in the front and say the things we didn't speak? I'd say I'd try if I ever played it cool, made you feel invisible in crowded rooms at school. You were part of why I made it through, even if I never said that it was you. We were more than grades and hallway fights, we were shared headphones and long bus rides. So here's to all these yearbook pages, holding all our unfinished coming of age phases. We were trying on 100 different names, thinking once we left that building we'd become completely changed. But the way I laugh, the way I face the change, it still belongs to those old metal desks and painted stages. When the present feels too heavy for my cage, I let my heart sit down inside these yearbook pages. Close the book and slide it back where it was thrown. Somewhere in those faded lines, I remember I'm not alone.
I used to wait until the very end, sitting through the credits just to see your name again. Tiny letters on a giant silver wall, but to a kid like me, you were bigger than them all. Popcorn on my shirt, soda on the floor. Didn't wanna leave when they turned on the lights and more. You were running through a world I'd never see, but somehow every scene felt like it belonged to me. Back then I thought the story stopped there. Didn't know your real life waited somewhere after the credits roll. You're not the character they wrote into my soul. Antes y ahora no, there's a hidden life behind the show. You were just a kid with lines to say, carrying the weight of someone else's day. Now I'm older and I'm losing control, trying to write my own scene after the credits roll. Now I watch a clip on some late night talk show. You're smiling as you talk about the parts we didn't know, the pressure and the doubt behind the fame, the broken pieces hiding underneath your stage name. I see myself reflected in your eyes, trying to be perfect, learning how to improvise, trading all my dreams for something safe, and secretly resenting every chance I didn't take. Funny how your story in the line makes me question what I do off mic. After the credits roll, you're not the character they wrote into my soul. Antes y ahora no, there's a hidden life behind the show. You were just a kid with lines to say, carrying the weight of someone else's day. Now I'm older and I'm losing control, trying to write my own scene. If I could meet you in that empty aisle, no cameras, no red carpets, just a while I say thanks for showing me it's fine to walk off set and still rewrite your line. We both learned that growing up means change. Now every season needs the same old frame. You had to leave the part that made you known. I have to leave the fears that keep me home. Antes y ahora it's alright to fade to black and still find light. After the credits roll, there's another scene where we can both be whole. Antes y ahora I see you found a way to just be free. You were just a kid who did your best. I'm just trying not to live like all the rest. If there's a script that I can still control, I'll start it quietly tonight. After the credits roll. Screen goes dark, the theater feels so small, but somewhere in that silence I can hear you after all.